in the UFC, man.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I always did believe him, always, and I always will.
To the Irish, running the game.
Gentlemen, it's an absolute pleasure. Slightly surreal experience being that I know the two of you outside of the junket setup, but this must be something that you're used to now at this stage, this type of cameras in your faces, mixing it with celebrities. Now you are celebrities.
No, I don't know. Yeah. We know celebrities.
You know celebrities.
But we're not celebrities.
So this has been 4 years in the making. Notorious has been, I suppose, over 4 years in the making. John, if you count the first fight. How has it been for you, or both of you guys, having a camera crew kind of always within arm's reach of you, kind of documenting all the training and all the trials and tribulations?
I suppose we got used to it pretty quick, just that there would always be camera crews. Now it's grown. It was one guy with an old camera at the start, and
the equipment's gotten nicer.
Now there's a team, you know. But we just focus on the work. You know, we're usually getting ready for a fight. This is obviously something very different, getting ready for a movie premiere. But I'm getting the same nerves as though it's a big fight. But we're sitting down. We know what's going to happen. But yeah, just enjoying it, you know.
What about you, Owen? How are you finding it?
Yeah, no, as I said, I'm enjoying it as well. I think obviously you kind of get used to with cameras being around you. At first, it's a bit daunting, people watching you, but you know, when they're there every day, you tend to forget them and just, you know, focus on the job at hand. So, yeah, well used to it now at this stage.
Were there any points throughout the filming that you were like, this is going to make an interesting bit in the documentary, this is going to make an interesting thing that's going to maybe reverberate and be a big deal in the documentary, that you saw being captured on film?
Probably with his dealing of the loss. It's a bit of a, I suppose, sideline of mine, is the win or learn philosophy. I'm always obsessed with how people deal with failures and knockbacks and losses. Everybody's good at dealing with wins. Everybody can run around shouting. But I'm glad people got to see him deal with that on the big scale. I'd seen him do it on smaller shows, and the sort of backbone and strength of character he has to come back, and the absolute venom that he chased the rematch with. I certainly wouldn't have done that when I saw him fighting the first time. But the way he did, I think it really showed to his character, and showed to like I said, the underlying philosophy of the gym, that whether it's in a fight or in life, we're all going to deal with failures and knockbacks, but they're never a reason to quit. They're always an opportunity to learn.
Owen, does it feel like you're in a bubble sometimes, specifically when you're over there in Vegas, when you're in one of the camps, in one of those intense, whatever it is, 4 to 6 week camps, but just all of the carnage going on around outside in the outside world? Does it feel like you're in this bubble and you're kind of on your own in there, just working on what you need to work on?
And that's it. I mean, we don't really let any of the outside stuff get to us. I mean, the whole team, we rally around Conor. We focus at the task at hand. Everything on the outside or everything around it, you know, it doesn't really affect us. We've got a good, tight-knit group, and that's the way it's been from day one. So, you know, obviously the attention has got bigger and bigger, you know, as we went up through the fights. But yeah, we stay in that bubble. So, you know, I always say, I think in 10 years' time, when I look back at what he's achieved and what we were part of, I'll realise the scale and the magnitude of it. But at the moment, we just move from one fight to another, and we keep taking over, you know.
In saying that though, is there a sense, or was there a sense at any specific point that, you know, we're making history here? Or does that just keep happening fight after fight after fight, where you're like, you know, the first UFC Dublin, insane, you know, the Mendes fight, the Aldo fight? Is there a sense each time it's like, where can we kind of go from here?
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, it has just grown every fight. With the likes, you know, I think for me, when Schwarzenegger walked into the training house and started chatting to us, that was pretty weird. But yeah, just moments like that along the way. But for the most part, our heads are just down, and we're just working away. And I often get asked that. Do you ever stop and kind of look back? And I don't really, except for now. This is the first big time to do that, because obviously there's this movie coming out, so it is a real opportunity to actually stop for a moment and take it all in. And I think I'm one of the few people that hasn't seen the movie yet.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Okay.
And I think it's a bit strange where they haven't let me or him see it. So God only knows what I'm doing in this movie. But
I'm a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. You're both celebrities now, and it's going to get bigger. So, how are you both dealing with fame, John? I know you get the crazies in particular, I suppose, in your social.
I actually had a really good one yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, because I went to Nando's and it was free. I got free Nando's.
You get free Nando's.
I'm striving for that one day. One day.
Oh no, I see your Instagram.
I got a free McCarty's chipper there the other day. That was good. It's not Nando's, but
I follow you on social media, and I see all the free stuff you get on Instagram. Like, you can't film me now as well.
Yeah, I can't hide it anymore.
It's nice while it lasts.
Yeah.
But that must be a nice thing as well, to kind of like John, you were saying about Arnold Schwarzenegger and these type of guys, and to see these guys cage side, I suppose, particularly for the Mayweather fight, which was the biggest fight in combat sports history, to see these people cage side, or to see these people, or have these people call you, John, and ask you, can they do private sessions with you? It must be just getting to a point of surrealness now.
Yeah, it's almost normal, you know. Because when you do get to meet these people, especially the likes of Schwarzenegger and stuff, people that kind of came from nothing and through hard work got to where they want to be. They're very different than I've met some. Maybe we'll say names. Celebrities that kind of came through, like you know, they were sort of born into fame, and they have a very different personality. And I can relate to the Schwarzenegger type, because I really feel that's like talking to Conor or just someone that we know that didn't have a hand to them. So I much prefer their company, and I enjoy talking to them and talking to them about their journey and so on. But yeah, it's very interesting.
The fights at the camps, obviously something that you both very much look forward to, and outside of all the media, which can be fun, and the celebrity stuff, which can be fun, are the camps, the training, formulating game plans. Are they the things that you look forward to most on?
Yeah, for me, I get this from myself, obviously, it's trying to crack the code, isn't it? Like, you look at an opponent, nobody's perfect. No, you'll always find holes in people's games, you know, and to be given a task, okay, we got to come up with a game plan to for me, obviously, work out the way to outstrike somebody, and for John to out-grapple and out-clinch and just outsmart the opponent that has been put in front of us. I love it. It's a challenge, and each challenge is different, and yeah, so, and the bigger the challenge, the more exciting there is for us.
John, you've obviously got a lot of fighters. You've 600 people in the gym, something like that now?
Something like that,
Something like that. There's that many, and you've got probably X amount of guys that fight. So, and you know, I know you were away with Artem, you're both away with Artem a couple of weeks ago, and you're constantly travelling even to amateur shows sometimes. So is it important to kind of refocus on your own fighters? There is a functional, SPG is a functional gym.
I have over
all.
70 fighters now in my gym alone, and then, you know, Owen has his, and it can be difficult, but it can be done, and it does require a lot of hours, and you have to just put them in. The great thing for the rest of the fight team, when we're away with Conor, is that we get to really specialise in a topic for a couple of weeks, and whatever knowledge we get from that, we bring back to the rest of the fighters. And the other fighters have done well out of dissociation, in terms of a little bit easier to get them onto the bigger shows, and gets them, you know, a little bit higher social media following, which helps with sponsorship and, again, fight opportunities. So you have to look at the positives with it, rather than focusing on the negatives. And myself and the rest of the team have all done very well out of this, and yeah, that's that.
On the UFC Performance Institute was obviously where you did the Mayweather camp, and kind of coming and going from there. Did you pick up anything there? I know they've got like Forrest Griffins, I think it's the vice president of the UFC now, or something insane like that.
It's hilarious.
It is, isn't it? It's brilliant though as well. It's great to see Hall of Famer. Have you picked up anything there from the nutritional aspect, from the strength and conditioning aspect, that you've taken back to SPG Charlestown?
Not really. I just the facility for us, it was just perfect to have everything that we needed at hand, like physio on call and stuff like that. But I mean, I didn't really bring that back to the gym. When I got back to the gym, it's the same as always. It's just back to the grind. We work with a lot of good strength and conditioning coaches back here in Ireland as well. We work with the ISI and stuff like that, and then we pick the guys from the McGregor Fast programs, Brain and stuff. So we have everything we need. Using the UFC PI was, you know, it was just perfect to have everything state of the art.
Playground for fighters.
Yeah, they had everything.
Awesome.
So many things that, you know, you wouldn't get to use, you know, otherwise. So yeah, I just enjoyed it. So
what do we think is next? Finally, what do we think is next in terms of the bigger picture, in terms of Conor McGregor? I mean, this is a question you get asked probably constantly on a daily basis. What do you think is next, John?
Someone asked me that, and I said, I think he's going to fight Tony McGregor next. And Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson. Yeah, I think 2018 is Tony Ferguson, hopefully before the summer. That's what I'm pushing for. I think, you know, as initially the Nate fight was the most interesting to me, but actually the more time I've spent watching Tony and listening to the fans, because ultimately it's prize fighting. They fight for fans. It's not like the Olympics or amateur sport where you go up 2 ranks. It's the most exciting fight you try to put on, and that seems to be far and away the one that's been.
And Tony seems to be talking himself into it as well a little bit, which is smart.
Yeah,
That was the thing. And I mean, I was excited for Diaz, and you know, it was putting her up. Yeah, I'd like to see Diaz fighting. You know, you're getting mobbed on Twitter like, no, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
But once the people start screaming for a fight, and it gains a bit of momentum, and the two boys are going back and forth. Like, so obviously Ferguson has been, you know, saying a few things about Conor. If that gets momentum and people want it, you know, they have to get what they want. So
yeah,
I think it's looking like that as well, looking like Ferguson. Who knows?
Good stuff, lads. Thanks, Mo, for your time.
thank you, Michael.
Cheers.